Hey all, and in this video I'm going to be talking through the strategies I use for farming the original bosses in the monster arena. This is something to do late game if you're trying to farm items from these bosses. Now this is a game I have put a lot of time into. On the original PS2 version, I think I played for around 2,000 hours or so, doing various playthroughs, so hopefully I know this game pretty well by now. So this is what my characters look like. You can see here they pretty much all finished their spear grids, all have HP values around the 75k mark, with magic points at 999. My preferred team is Tidus, Kimahri and Wakka. They all have counter-attack weapons, which makes this a little bit quicker, and for the sake of this playthrough I will be referring to Tidus as Tidus, even though I have renamed him. So if we go to the spear grid, you can see here all the other stats are maxed out. Now you don't really need break HP limit, but I recommend maxing out all the other stats before you try this. You want to be killing those original bosses as quickly as possible here. So a few other things to note before I actually start fighting the enemies. I do have all the celestial weapons equipped. For the armour, I have Auto Haste, Auto Protect, Ribbon and Break HP Limit. You can swap Break HP Limit for something else if you want. I don't recommend Auto Regen though, as it slows down the battle a little bit. If you're wanting to fight the enemies quickly, then, well, that will slow it down and make it a little bit harder. But yeah, that's what I have. I also recommend, under the config settings, to set the cursor to memory. That makes it a little bit quicker. The cursor remembers where your last action was at, and then automatically selects it. But yeah, that's a few things that will definitely help speed this up. Now, some of the methods I'm going to use in this video will require overdrives. This is why I like Tidus and Wakka, or Wakka, as they have multiple hitting overdrives. Now, one really quick way you can get your overdrives full again is by fighting the very first enemy. I set all the overdrives to Victor, as you saw. You can very quickly win this battle, and then that fills up 60% of the overdrive bar. So if you have completely empty overdrives, you only have to do this twice. Or you should only have to do it once, as you get 60% after defeating the boss. But yeah, that's pretty useful to know. A very quick way to get your overdrives back. Alright, so now it's time to fight some fiends. Let's start with the Earth Eater. It's worth noting that you need death-proof armour in order to protect against its Megaton Punch. Ribbon on its own will not protect, unfortunately. You can see here Kimahri has death-proof armour, but I'm not going to use it since there's no auto haste on the armour as well. So let's go ahead and fight. Here we go. So firstly, just attack it twice. It will counter with the Megaton Punch, and you'll need to revive whichever character dies. Then attack it again like so. I'll get in one hit with Kimahri, then it should just be a couple of attack reels and maybe one more hit afterwards. Then the boss is defeated. So nice and quick. Here we go with attack reels. I recommend practicing attack reels before you start farming though. It's very, very easy to mess that up. Then what to do from here is entrust another overdrive across to Wakka. Since it counter-attacks every single time, I don't recommend attacking it normally too much. Here we go. I'll do one more hit as well, just to make sure it's defeated. Normally 2 attack reels and 1 to 2 extra hits will defeat the boss, so this should defeat it now. There we go, nice. I'm always dreading the moment when I get 2 hits, then miss. Total fail. It has happened quite a few times. It's not happening this time though. And the boss is defeated. There we go, so that was pretty quick. I was talking a lot during that, so it could be a bit faster if I wasn't talking so much. And then you should get fortune spears from the boss. Occasionally you will get dark matter. Let's see, yeah, fortune spear times 2. So there we go, that's the Earth Eater. Alright, so now it's time to move on to the Greater Spear. I will say I absolutely hate this boss. If you mess up any of your overdrives, you're going to have major problems here. You also should have auto protect for this boss. Its overdrive counter-attack otherwise takes off almost all of your health. So the simple way to do this is to use Blitz Ace, then attack reels. But just don't mess up either of the overdrives, so hopefully I won't mess it up. Well, messing up Blitz Ace doesn't matter too much anyway, but attack reels does. I always find this really difficult to time, so let's see if I can do it. Oh yeah, there we go, 0.58 left. Yeah, without auto protect, this hydraulic press attack almost kills you, but with auto protect, you can survive. There we go, attack reels nailed. And if you get both of the overdrives correct, or at least the attack reels correct, you will defeat the boss. However, you will need to heal after defeating this boss. If you attack it normally, it just counter-attacks with Ultima each time, and that's really slow. So I definitely recommend using overdrives to defeat this boss. Get it defeated nice and quickly. You should get luck spears from the boss, but occasionally you will get dark matter, as with all the bosses. Right, there we go. Yeah, there's those luck spears. So that's the Greater Spear. So we're going to move on to Catastrophe. This is actually one of the easiest bosses, in my opinion. You don't need overdrives for this one. So all you need to do here is just attack, basically. Attack as quickly as possible. It will get in one attack normally, unless it ambushes you. And the attack doesn't really do too much damage. So, yeah, this is a very quick one to farm. Just repeatedly attack the boss. What I'm going to do here. Yeah, there's nothing too exciting about this one. It's just attack, 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 basically. You can get in 12 normal attacks quicker than you can do attack reels if you attack really quickly. The boss will get in one turn, and that will be, I believe it's that toxic spray attack. Yeah, there we go. It normally does Demi next, then 100 Thorns, but it shouldn't do either of those attacks as the boss is already defeated. There we go. Nice and quick. You get designer wallets from this boss, which is quite useful. So the designer wallet item can be used to learn Gillionaire, but it's kind of useless if you have the celestial weapons, since Riku's weapon already has Gillionaire on it. The Gillionaire buff doesn't stack either, so for example you can't have 3 weapons with Gillionaire on and get 8 times the gil. Anyway, let's move on to the next enemy. It's the Thuban. So this enemy I don't normally fight too much. Oh, it's ambushed me. Doesn't make too much difference. Now I recommend using overdrives for this boss, since it counterattacks every single time, slowing it down. 2 attack reels and a blitz ace should finish off the boss pretty quickly. Doesn't have too much defense either, as you can see here. Let's see if I can nail this. Probably not, but... oh, there we go. Nailed it. I really struggle with the timing on that. It's very small, that timing window. So now what I'm going to do is attack reels with Waka, and then entrust and overdrive across. There we go, nice. I'm not going to try and do attack reels too fast, as that will be the point that I mess it up. There we go, let's entrust this across like so, and then do another attack reels. There we go, nice. And this should pretty much finish off the boss. With a bit of luck anyway. That's defeated the boss relatively quickly. There we go, nice. So yeah, 3 overdrives to defeat the boss. And then you get Underdog's Secret from defeating it. So the Underdog's Secret item enables you to learn double overdrive. It's pretty much useless since you want triple overdrive instead. But anyway, let's move on to the next boss. The Neslug, here we go. So this can be quite a tough boss. I recommend saving your overdrives for when the boss goes into its shell and just attacking before that. Once it goes into the shell, 1 perfect attack reels will break the shell, and then from there it's easy. Its attacks are random, you just want to be a bit careful of the slime attack, since that is really nasty and also stops you from using overdrives, has the curse effect. Let's see what it does. Okay, it's using Megaton. This isn't too bad. If you don't have too much health though, it could be nasty, but yeah, you saw it only did a little bit of damage. You just want to be careful of its slime attack, basically. Now it's gone into the shell, I'm going to use my attack reels. You can also use magic at this point to take down the shell, but attack reels is the fastest method, I think. There we go. I was talking a bit too much there, it's a bit slower than usual. I still nailed it though, didn't mess it up. And then from here, just attack basically. Then the boss is defeated. Yeah, you kind of need an overdrive at this point. You can use double cast and flare or holy or something like that, but it's a lot slower. Let's get on with finishing the boss before it can get in another attack, ideally. Let's see if I can do that. I could use another overdrive at this point, but since it's not counter-attacking, I think just attacking normally is the fastest way. I could also use quick hits, but that means selecting twice rather than once. Just attacking normally, I think, is better. There we go, that's the Neslug defeated. Not too difficult. And there's the pendulum item, which is actually kind of useful. So the pendulum item allows you to learn Master Thief and steal only rare items. A very useful skill, especially when you're trying to item farm. So let's move on to the next boss. I believe it's the Ultima Buster. Right, so this one's actually relatively straightforward. It just takes a long time. The first move is to take care of the head like so. And you don't actually need to defeat the arms. If your stats are high enough, you can hit straight through like this. The only thing to note is that with Oron and his celestial weapon, you have to get his health down a bit before you can hit the maximum damage. I'll leave him out though. I'm sure the enemy will do Ultima at least once. Yeah, there we go. That gets his health down a bit. And now Oron should start doing the maximum damage as well. But yeah, the fastest way to defeat this boss is just to attack, basically. There we go, he's almost doing maximum damage. He should do it by the end of the battle. Otherwise, I won't be getting that overkill. But yeah, it's probably quicker just to not use Oron and use anyone else. I think I'll swap him out, actually. There we go. Yeah, his Ultima's a bit slow. Sometimes he does a double attack. If your stats are high enough, though, you won't need to heal. You can probably do 2 to 3 battles before your health starts getting low and you stop doing the maximum damage. If your stats are really low, though, I recommend using auto life. Obviously, since I'm item farming, I don't really need to use that. I could just hit straight through and defeat the boss, hopefully relatively quickly. But I think this is the fastest method over using overdrives. You have to defeat both of the arms if you want to use attack reels, and that slows things down considerably. Of course, you can use Blitz Ace, but again, the arms will block it, and you have to take care of the arms. So yeah, I think just this method is the way to do it. Attack as quickly as possible. Plus the arms regenerate as well. But yeah, definitely take care of the head. The head can be an absolute pain, and hopefully the boss should die on this round before it gets in another attack. There we go, nice. So not too long to defeat. Took a bit of time, but that's to be expected considering the health and the winning formula item obtained there. The winning formula item is always useful as it enables you to learn triple overdrive. That's part of setting up the overdrive to AP trick. Plus, if you want to make an alternative to the celestial weapons, for example, let's bring up Oren's weapons. Something like this, for example, a magic boost to 1 MP cost weapon. That's always useful to have triple overdrive on that as well. Let's go ahead and fight the next enemy, the Shinryu. So this is a quick battle. If you do it correctly, you want to use attack reels, then Blitz Ace only. You do not want the enemy to get a turn in, ideally though, otherwise it can use a razor and slow things down considerably. Plus it counter-attacks as well, so definitely use attack reels then Blitz Ace. If your stats are high enough, that will be enough to defeat the boss. If your stats aren't that high with Tidus though, you may want to entrust over to Waka to do another attack reels. But this is the fastest method. 1 attack reels and then 1 Blitz Ace. And then actually nail it. Nice. There we go. Boss defeated. But yeah, since that boss counter-attacks and has that horrible eraser attack, 2 overdrives is the way to defeat it. Oh, I got Dark Matter. Normally you get the Wings to Discovery item from that boss. But that time I got Dark Matter, which is okay. I don't really need the Dark Matter though. I'll fight it once more just to get the correct item. Wings to Discovery allows you to learn break HP limit. Oh, the ambushed then eraser situation. This is exactly what you don't want to happen, especially when it erases Waka. Now it's considerably harder. So what I'm going to do is Blitz Ace, then Entrust, then Blitz Ace again. But yeah, this is kind of the nightmare situation. If this happens, it might be better just to escape, if I'm being honest. Oh, there we go. I really hate that. I'm not very good at the timing. I always miss it a few times, then eventually hit it. Right, so we'll try this. It may erase another character as well, in which case I've got problems. But you can see if you attack it normally, it counter-attacks, and that's considerably slower than using overdrives. But yeah, this can be quite a nasty boss. If it does a razor, then a razor again. There we go. Let's see what it does. There's the counter attack. Yeah, raise it again. Exactly what you don't want to be happening, but the boss is defeated anyway. That's pretty much the worst case scenario. And there's the Wings to Discovery item. So as I mentioned, the Wings to Discovery item allows you to learn break HP limit. While it's not essential, it is a pretty useful skill. especially when item farming. Now finally we have Nemesis. I don't recommend actually defeating this boss, and there's no real fast ways of defeating it either, since it has an astronomically large amount of health. So what I recommend doing with this boss is just stealing items from it. Now if you do defeat it, it drops warp spears. So what you can do instead is just mug it a few times. The rare steal is the warp spear, and the common steal is the level 4 key spear. There we go. Since you can steal warp spears from the boss, you might as well just keep mugging it with Master Thief if you need that item, otherwise you can steal the level 4 key spears. Because it has such nasty attacks as well, the Armageddon attack for example will wipe out your entire party, requiring auto life. There really is no point in defeating this boss. So what I recommend doing is just mugging it until it does an attack like Ultra Spark, then run away basically. So let's do that. Its other attacks are not too bad, and it doesn't normally do Armageddon near the start of the battle, so you don't need to worry too much about that. But its Ultra Spark attack is really nasty, and as soon as it does that, I'm getting out of here basically. There we go. So yeah, that's what I recommend doing with this boss. As soon as it does Ultra Spark, get out of there, go in again, start stealing again. You can see the damage on that. Plus, if we have a look at the status effects, let's just cast or look at Dispel. You can see Power Break, Curse. I'll just Power Break and Curse. I thought it might have another break on it as well, but yeah, I'm done. I'm getting out of here. Escape time. Bye. But yeah, that's all you really need to do with Nemesis. You don't need to defeat the boss. Just steal from it and get the items you need from the boss. Of course, it's important to defeat the boss if you don't have the Mark of Conquest item. Let's just go down to that, right at the bottom. Given to those who have surpassed mortal bounds. So yeah, make sure you get that item from the boss. Then if you fight it again afterwards, you really don't need to defeat it. So what's the purpose of doing this anyway, fighting the original bosses fast? Well, I am actually trying to max out all my items as part of my playthrough. You can see I've maxed out quite a few of the items already, including some of the spears. Magic spears were especially difficult to get, as an example. I will max out all the items eventually, part of my playthrough. It's quite interesting to see how to get some of these items as well. For example, Mega Elixirs, Elixirs. But yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. A bit of fun on the game. And there we go, I think that about covers this video. I hope that was interesting. This is my first proper Final Fantasy X video. So if you did enjoy it, giving it a like and subscribing is very much appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. I have included another video on the screen, a shorts video, and a playlist, plus the subscribe button. There's quite a few other gaming videos on my channel as well. Feel free to check those out if you liked the look of this video and want to see what else is on the channel. And thanks for watching.